What's up, everybody? I start back with another movie. Well, this time it's gonna be a TV show. Normally I do movie reviews, but I think I'm gonna start doing more TV shows and stuff that I see like on Netflix and Amazon, and especially with Disney Plus coming out and Apple Plus or Apple TV Plus coming and all these things. So mixed up a little bit. This is my first TV show that I'm gonna review, and it's one of the things I've probably been most anticipating for the longest time. And it's The Boys. It premiered Friday on Amazon. It was 8 episodes. I watched them some Friday night, and then I finished them yesterday, Saturday, and it was pretty good. I am one of those. I love comics. I love comic books, and for a while I had stopped reading. And one of the guys I used to work with, you can check out his channel, DA Experience. He got me into comics again, and one of the comics that he had me read was, or we started reading, was The Boys, and I loved it. It is one of the first really adult comics that I've ever read. You know, as a kid growing up, I read the classics: Batman, Superman, Justice League. I was more of a Marvel guy, so I read all the Daredevil, Spider Man, Incredible Hulk, Avengers, West Coast Avengers, that kind of thing. So, but those stories were, especially when I go back and read them, they had some adult uh, premises going on, but overall they were still not like hard hitting adult themed books. Those read them, kids read them, they're universal. And then when I started getting back into comics again, this was mid 2000s, 2005, 2006, 2007, sometime that time frame. I I hadn't read anything probably 10 years at least, and the last book I had was reading at the time was Spawn, and that was an adult book, so it had adult themes and everything going on in it. So, but I hadn't really read anything in comics. So fast forward, here it is, 2005, 2006, reading comics again. I jump in, start reading The Boys, and it was amazing. Blew my mind. It the themes, the action, the what everything was depicting in the book, from sexual assault to sex in general to all these things in workplace environments and everything. I loved it. It was just so different, and it was so jarring to read that in comics. So probably for as long as I've been reading the comic book, there's been word that there's probably going to be a TV series or a movie based off of it. And I really couldn't wait. Like I said, this is one of my favorite comics. It was something different. I mean, the premise of it is, what if the heroes weren't what we think? And, they had allegories for the Justice League. You had an allegory for Superman, you had an allegory for Wonder Woman, Flash, the whole nine. So really looking forward to seeing this, seeing what they can do. Knew I had to do something like on Netflix, or well, at that time it was probably more like HBO or Cinemax or Showtime maybe, or Star, something like that. Epics. So definitely a pay tier channel that they can show more things. And word, they were talking about movies and they were talking about series, and then we heard that Cinemax was going to pick it up, which I was excited for. That was perfect for it. And then it ended up on Amazon, which is fine, which is perfect. I get Amazon Prime. I love it. So I'm like, okay, here we go. And before I watched the first episode, I saw the trailers were great. I was like, okay, I'm excited. And I watched the first episode, and my mind was blown. Now, the problem with it's just like anything, you when you read the book, you want the movie, show, whatever, to follow along with the book, and that's what you expect. And this really hasn't. This didn't really do that at all. I'm just going to say that if you're a fan of the comic books, know that you'll get the characters and you'll get the essence of who these characters are, but you're not getting that story. I mean, this is a new story they're telling. Garth Ennis, who wrote the comics, is involved with the production of the show. So this is all done with his blessing, with his consent. So, and it's cool. You know, if you liked a good allegory for this is Wanted. Like, if you love the comics and you saw the movie, you're like, what? But at the same time, it captured the essence of the comic book. It was the same thing, and that's what this is. You know, like with The Walking Dead, lately, past few seasons, it got kind of veered back towards the comics, but at the same time, they have the characters from the comics inspired by those characters, but it's their own thing. It's their own story, and that's what this is. It's his own story. I mean, they just take the characters, they're inspired by the comic book stuff, and that's it. And I'm fine with that. I like the twist. I like the turns. I like what they've done. It's different, and it's not what I was expecting, but I like it. And I think that's what really matters in these things is do you still like what they did? And I do. The casting was spot on. I mean, from everybody in the cast, I loved it. Carl Urban is a great butcher. I mean, he really has that hard ass, smart ass vibe that Butcher has in the comics. He's great. I can't remember. Quaid, who played Wee Huey, he's great. Aaron Moriarty, who plays Starlight, is great. I mean, just the whole cast, everybody is great. I think that's one of the big keys is casting, especially these characters and who these characters are. Can they get that across? And they did. I mean, they nailed that. I loved it. I love the show. I loved it. It was everything I expected it to be. It was raunchy. It was over the top. It was violent. It really had some heavy themes, and the comic book does too. And it really does not shy away from that. And I'm glad. I love that. So I've loved what they're doing. It's already got renewed for a second season. After watching the first season, I'm all in. I can't wait till the next season comes out. You know, they definitely leave you with the cliffhanger. They want you to come back for more, and that's what they're supposed to do. And I can't wait for more. Like I said, this is one of those things where I was waiting a long time for it. There's a part of me in the back of my head that was a little apprehensive because, you know, you never know. You can never tell what's going to happen with these kind of things. Like, is it going to be good? Is it not going to be good? You never know. And I was not disappointed. This is definitely worth a binge. It's 8 episodes. It's 8 hours. You can spend a Saturday, a Friday night, a Sunday. Check it out. You'll love it. If you like superhero stuff, if you like comic books, if you want to see something different, this is it. Now, this is not something you should watch with your kids. This is definitely adult fare, but definitely check it out. You'll love it. And let me know what you think in the comments below. And until the next one, peace.